Hi good people, and welcome to Life Coach 254, and we are your hosts. My name is Annette White.
And I'm Writho.
Harry,
Yes.
Bari ya Christmas.
It's been a beautiful festive period. My resolutions nazo.
Ulikula mbuzi?
Hey, mbuzi na kuku.
And it's the new year.
Yeah.
New things.
Resolutions as always.
Yeah.
Are we keeping them this time?
We hope so. We hope
Happy
so.
New Year.
I hope you've written yours, because me, I've written mine, and every time I achieve, I put a tick on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fast. You've already started ticking.
I'm taking water, yes.
Okay.
It's the first one. Drink water. Water is life. My people, water is life. So Happy New Year 2023, and welcome. Let's do life together.
Yeah. How
Today's
about that?
topic?
Today's topic is about couples and side hustles.
Couples
Is it
and
a
side
no-go
hustles.
zone, or do we let
Is
it
it
happen?
doable?
It's a scam if you ask me. Better on paper, but never on practice.
Really?
Yeah.
I have faith in you guys.
Yes.
You guys can do this. Like, you can be a couple and do side hustles pamoja. May think it's possible.
Post your comments down there. Tell us what you think. Can couples actually be in a serious relationship and do biashara together, like on the side?
Yeah, and make it work. Not just make it work.
Sema empire.
I'm telling you. Legacies.
No, I think it's the hardest thing if you ask me.
Yeah.
Annette, I think one of the hardest thing is now, like, how do you do like the separation of roles of the relationship and of the business entity?
Yeah.
And remember, the business is an entity of its own, but we will take our own personalities into it, where the man in the relationship will feel he wants to take the macho and the leadership role in the organization and or in the business that you're doing, in the side hustle that you're doing. And as a business is supposed to be a mutual one-on-one.
It's not a one-man show.
It's not a one-man show.
Yeah.
So how do we separate such that when we get to the office, we are in the office as business associates, but when we are in the relationship, we put down those hats and wear the hats of husband, wife, father, mother, father, mother.
Is it possible really to actually, separate the two, knowing very well, sometimes you're going to go back home. One party is going to make sure that the family is fed. We are seated there having our meals, and then you remember this person during business hours did 1, 2, 3, and then umpatie nyama kidogo. I mean, is it possible to separate the two? Is it really possible to separate the two?
I think it's like the hardest thing, because we're human.
Yeah.
And us being human, this is how we relate with each other. This is how we have placed other people or our spouses in our conceptualization of who they are as people, and how we perceive them in the relationship is exactly how we will perceive them even as partners in the job setup. Yeah. And so if the man is the head of the family, automatically it will be felt that even when we get into the business, he is the head of the business, and which may not necessarily be the case, and which could be the case anyway.
Yeah.
But it needs to be given that flexibility to morph on its own, and be what it becomes.
I think if a couple is honest with each other, if the foundation that you have as a couple, you're open to each other, you can discuss issues, and you know each other's strengths and weaknesses, then moving from just a couple and growing together as a couple into trying business and doing business together, those things can actually come together if you are an open couple, in the sense that you know the strength of this person, you know the weakness of this person, and they're open to it. Then going into business, my partner is a spendthrift. Once they have money, anafikirianga tu kuenda supermarket.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Then you discuss and you say, for you, it's better you don't handle the money aspect.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to handle the money aspect, just know there's going to be a problem ukitoa pesa ya biashara upeleke kwa vitu zingine. And there should be rules to it. Unless, you know, otherwise if there are no rules, then we're just going to be winging it, and there's not going to be a success story in that business.
Okay.
Yeah. So if the fundamentals, if the basics, if the foundation of the relationship is right, then going into business together is just going to be a walk in the park. And
you see, like any other partnership engagement,
Yeah.
there has to be the deliverables of each partner.
Yeah.
This is what I'll offer and this is what you'll offer. Don't you think, Annette, when we start now formalizing the whole thing and having agreements that this is what you will be doing, this is what I'll be doing, this is what I get at the end of the day, this is what you get. Trying to formalize that whole thing, first of all, brings some sort of what do we call it? Kushukuyana, as in like as in it's supposed to be like an unspoken rule.
Yeah.
Where trust me, I mean we're in a relationship together, so even here, let's not formalize things. But is that how it should go?
It's no. I can trust you, fine, but please, what a structure. Structure is very, very important. Even at home, there's structure. That's why you get your salary. You don't just buy fast shoes and clothes. You pay rent.
Yeah.
You know, there are those things that we prioritize as a family. You say, we bring our income together and we first sort the basics.
Yes.
We make sure the rent is paid if we are renting out.
Yes.
If you have your own home, then you make sure food is sorted, school fees is sorted, and such things. That is in its own way structure. You see. So if you lack structure in the business area, which is most important for growth, then what is it? What is the need of it in the first place? Yeah. And so structure is very important.
Yeah.
That's why it does not matter how much you trust your partner.
Yes.
When you go into business, have that structure.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that please, profits za biashara. Usikimbie pale Carrefour. No. We've discussed this is what is supposed to happen.
Yeah.
We either reinvest, we either do this, and you discuss it beforehand. Yeah. If you want it to grow. Otherwise, it will just be, you'll start and it won't go anywhere. But it's very doable if you guys are open. You open, especially if you know each other's strengths and weaknesses. It is easier to build from it.
Yes.
From that, because for example, if your partner cannot keep time, in any sense, they are terrible with timekeeping.
Yes.
Kwa nini unampatia job ya handle deliveries? Surely.
Setting yourself up to failure.
Thank you.
From the word go.
And then you say, no, the business, the market is bad. No. You handle things based on what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. If you're willing to work on your weaknesses and strengthen them in terms of making them better, then that's a good thing. You can go towards that. But if say apana, then what's the point? So have structures. For me, have structures. Be open with each other. If you're a couple, you got into a relationship, you're married, and you guys know how you work together. Because having a marriage, having a home, you literally work together. Raising kids, you work together. If you're able to be open in that setup, then having a business together is very, very easy. For me.
I see, no, and you make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a whole dynamic of Annette, that every side hustle is a tries-X, is a trial and error. It could work, it could not work. Yet we have invested in it emotionally, we have invested in it financially, and as it goes, some work, some do not work.
Yeah, true.
So how are we then able to separate and say, well, this was an experiment that you were trying, let's separate. If it does not work, let's retract and regroup, and either decide on something else that we can do, or a revival plan, or whatever way forward we choose. So how do you separate the failing entity, not to make not to dim the relationship candle, and make it also start dwindling, such that what started out as an experiment that is now falling apart in the side hustle is now affecting us as a couple, because now there's this mistrust.
We are seeing ourselves as failures.
Exactly.
So we'll fail in everything.
Yeah, and actually it's you who caused it. No, actually it's you who did.
And I think that's the reason why, you know, setting up those you know, rules and in the business, you know, having the rules and agreeing on certain things is very important, so that there's no blame game. If we start a business and all we are working with is I trust you, I trust you to make the decisions or the right ones and everything, then when it fails, I'll blame you because I trusted you. You see. But if we have those rules very well written down, very well understood, you know, this is your role here, this is my role here. If we are employing people, these are them. This is how much we can handle right now, and you know, after a couple, we are trying this for 1 year. You know, give yourselves timeline. If you have all that, then if it fails, you say, you know what, it was a learning
curve
for us. We move on to the next thing. But if you go with trust, that I trust you, it's fine, you go and whatever that tender, and then you come back kose kuingiana alafu unaona nilikutrust ukanifail, then going back home it's going to be the same issue. You know, wewe sasa nakutrustingi alafu unanifailingi. You see? So I think rules are very important, to just put them down, especially in business. If you're working as a couple and you want to start something, biashara wise, set down rules, put down what you expect, and if you can, go to those master classes. You know those ones, akina centonomy. Go to them. Before you delve into it, before you dive into the whole market area together, just go to one of those classes, learn a few things, be open with your partner, and I think it should be, whether you fail or not, and you have all those things set up, then there's no need to blame. You will not even see the need to blame your partner.
I think you're right. Because we don't want the problems in the business to now start now affecting the relationship. Something beautiful that started imekuja imeharibiwa na pesa. Because what is business if it's not money? The whole purpose of starting a business is to make money. If it fails, then you've not made money, but you've learned something. Then it should not be the thing that destroys something that you had with this person that you chose to spend your life with. And so for me, rules in business as a couple is very important. Just set them up and say, these are the rules of this business. These are the roles that we are playing individually, and this is how much we can be able to put in. I think you're very right, Annette. And you notice then that when you decide to get into that sort of arrangement, the threshold of integrity now has to go very high, and trust, because if you infringe on that, that speaks volume to even the relationship itself. And it begs the question, should there be like a threshold of time that a couple should allow itself to have been a going concern before they can start thinking about engaging in biashara together? Because chances are you'll get into this biashara, and as they all say, kila mwamba ngoma ngozi uvuta kwake. So when you see where you can benefit with 2 shillings more than your partner, as much as they are your significant other, you want to swindle them, and then somehow they'll come to know, because there's no secret. Eventually the cat will out of the bag. And so the thresholds of integrity and trust now become very high. To them, that much is given. I've given you my trust to be able to do more than just our relationship, but to handle our empire together. So if you abuse that trust, trust because your integrity was compromised, even if it was once, that affects the entire dynamic.
Yeah, it messes a lot. In fact, it messes everything.
Yeah,
it messes everything.
Yeah,
and I think that's wow. That's deep.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep because this business can highlight some things that the couple did not know about each other.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I see you.
Because as much as we are open, you see, as much as you're open, coming together and you're open and everything, you know, there are some things you yourself, you don't know about yourself.
Yes.
Then you go into business with your partner and those traits start coming out. And then you're like, oh, man, I am terrible with handling money.
Oh, Lord.
And your partner is like, so you don't know how to handle money.
From that go.
And then I was like,
yeah.
But you see, it won't come out. At that time, it won't come out like that.
Yeah.
It will be like, you just want to sabotage this, you know. And it might be the cause for you guys to just go your separate ways.
Lord.
And simply because it has unearthed something about you that you did not even know about yourself.
Yes.
So in essence, that business can be a way to build the relationship or
to break it.
The relationship.
Oh, Lord.
And sad thing is you would not know until you get there.
Oh.
And that's why it's good, very good to prepare beforehand. You just don't come up with an idea and you say, niaje babe, si tunaweza fanya 1 2 3. By the way, niko na 50k ni mahali nimeweka. Oh, sawa, acha nikupatie nini. There's no structure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Without structure, then things might get messy in future. I know of someone who, you know, they did a business with their partner. They invested. They bought cars. They bought, I think, 2-3 cars.
Yes.
They put them in the, you know, in the taxi business.
Yes.
And then when they broke up, it was very hard to just sell off the cars or try to just divide the income that comes from the cars. So they just decided, let's sell them off and divide the money, because the business could not have gone on.
Oh, Lord.
Because they were no longer together. And so for me, the structure was not really there. It's just two people who were, you know, happily together.
Yes.
And they had cash and they decided, see, by the way, taxi business is doing good. 1 2 3, see, we get a loan, we buy 3 cars, haraka, we put them on the road, they start paying the loan, nini, kidogo. But I think if they had structure, then whether they've broken up or not,
it would have been a going concern.
Yeah, the biashara goes on. Yeah, because the biashara is a different entity on its own. If it has rules and structures in place, then any emotional, we are human beings. Yes, but if the structures are there, then anything emotional can be set aside. Let's make money.
Yes.
I don't care if you like me right now, but let's make money.
Yeah.
So I believe structure is important, and it's sad if you'll find out something that, you know, will break you guys. But if you have structure, then it can break your relationship, but the business will go on.
Yes.
Yeah. Of importance is profits.
Muhimu ni mapato.
So
yeah.
Can couples do business together? Yes. Side hustles? Yes. But they have to understand at one point it is going to strain them in many levels.
Yes.
Emotionally, financially, depending on where each of you is.
Yeah.
And mentally, because again, especially if it's a couple that, you know, has kids and all that is in play, and two of you have different jobs, and then you're starting something, that's a lot you have to give.
Wow.
It will strain you and it will test you.
You're right.
Yeah.
And you also see that this same side hustle, this same empire that you're building, if it goes through the metamorphoses of business that they usually go through, you pass by you pass past the 6-month period, you're a going concern, or you're making some money. You go to the 1-year period, and wow, we've been a going concern for 1 year, and now we get to the 2nd year. Eventually, you'd find that this can be actually transmitted on the other side, and to become the glue that now holds you together. We have this thing together that is doing so well, and there's no way we're letting this thing fail. So our disagreement, this thing that is making our relationship not work, we better resolve it, because we need each other tomorrow to build this empire. And this empire, breaking it actually is not even in the cards. So if
but again, don't kill each other over it. So
exactly. Oh yeah, there's that as well.
If it's not working, it's not working. Sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes.
But again, like you said, it can be the glue. It can be the glue, and you can make it work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it depends on how you are channeling that energy.
Yeah.
And how you're able to well separate the business from the relationship, and how you're able to mix them up together. So that none is affecting the other. And to get to those levels of maturity where you can be able to do both.
True.
And of course it takes mastery, and it takes time, and it takes will and grit.
And being patient with both yourself and your partner.
Yeah. And you realize that maybe at the end of the day, the side hustle actually makes you guys even stronger. You get, as you said very correctly, Annette, the two of you get to know yourselves, your capabilities, your weaknesses, and know what to work on. If you're able to work on it in the business spectrum, you'll be able to implement it in the relationship, and this will bolster the partnership together.
And 10 years, 20 years down the line, you're there telling your kids, this thing, we built it with only two shillings.
Imagine. And we were young.
And
And
here we are. Awesome, amazing. What do you guys think? I mean, can couples do business, side hustles together without just having all the hula baloo of feelings and everything? I mean, hit us up on our socials: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Our handles is lifecodes254. And tell us, I mean, how are your New Year's resolutions coming along? Do you think you're going to hack it this year?
Most definitely. Actually, 2023, it's either we make it, we make it, or if all else fails, we probably try to make it. Because there's no room for failure.
There's no room for failure. We're here to discuss life, and let's do it together. Hit us up. My personal handles are Annette White. Yours are?
Harry Writho.
Let's get talking, let's converse, and let's do life together on Life Codes
254.
See you on the next episode.
See you on the next episode, people.